another sight. If you close your eyes, you can still see this. What is the sight that can see your future? These two eyes don't see the future. These two eyes don't see the past. Yet, you can see your past and you can see your future. You can actually see your past. What is the sight that can see beyond time? Don't give it away. What is this is an ancient meditation. This is an ancient meditation that I am not the flesh. I am the energy, the consciousness, the being in the flesh. And this is proof. This is no faith. This is not religion. This is actual fact. You can speak without moving your mouth. You can hear without ears. You can see without eyes. So what happens when these eyes, this mouth, and this ear drops off into the grave? These other senses are all you're left with. Death is an illusion. Once you realize this, you live your life more courageously. Now, no one wants to die before their time, so you try to protect yourself. But know that this body is the limitation of you. It is not your zenith. It is not your ultimate. Your ultimate is that voice that just said rock star. That voice that just said rock star without nothing physical moving, that person is immortal. That person is not here with you. Let's go deeper. The body is in, what is it, 3 dimensions, right? Forward, back, right, left, up, down, and time. 4th dimension. 3 dimensions plus time. That's our physical reality. Front, back, right, left, up, down, that's 3D plus time. What happened to in and out? Look at the Easter, look at the English thought. Back, forth, right, left, up, down, no in and out. No in and out. What is in and out? Rock star. Rock star says, I exist without the body. So where is this other existence? Where is it? It's not here. It's not in 3-dimensional space where you really are. The person that said this is in a whole different dimension. Just switch a little bit. Talk to yourself more. Affirm to yourself more. Don't move none of this. No, close this down and go within and say, I am the greatest ... ever. I have all my needs coming with speed. I am a being of love and light and knowledge. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Whatever it is, have your affirmation on your tongue. Or, sorry, in your being. This is how the gods created this whole reality. The first humans, imagine, the first humans, they came from inner space. They came out. Study the Anunnakis. They came out of inner space. Not from outer space. Inner space. Rock star. Before there was a body, there was this voice traveling in this voice's dimension. To get here to the earth, the inner voice created this outer extension of itself to be in this dimension. Once you realize that you are not just in this dimension, but you're also in another dimension, you now are free. Because whatever happens to you here in this dimension is not your only reality. See, this is how Jesus was able to get beaten and and brutalized and hang on the cross, he wasn't here. He was the rock star. Inside, he went to the inner man. Do what you want with the body. I'm not here. Now, once you realize that level of consciousness, where you are officially, you identify yourself as the spirit, not the flesh. You are the inner voice, not the outer voice. Once you become the inner voice, now your outer voice has power. Now when you speak, it's not just a shell speaking. There's a being speaking through the shell. And this is where you heal all sickness in your body. This is where you command reality to work with you, and it works according to your consciousness. Why? Because it's not a shell that's speaking. There's a real being in the shell that is speaking. And when the real being speaks, all nature and the universe responds. In Aristotle's time, it was beyond the physics. He had 13 books on natural science. And because this last book had no title, they named it the after physics. Ta meta ta physica. Metaphysics, the after physics, after Aristotle's 13 books on natural science, physics. What metaphysics has now become is a science that includes a whole host of mind sciences. And I mentioned that just to put a disclaimer at the top. The type of metaphysics I study would be called medunetia. It is not Western metaphysics. It is not even, medunetia comes from the Egyptians. It's actually an Egyptian system of spirituality that deals with words, deals with divine speech. And the reason I even look at that and say, well, it's not even that, is because my perspective is hip-hop. And what I've realized is that hip-hop is African-American enlightenment. And a lot of, it's really human enlightenment, but specifically for African-Americans, it's African-American enlightenment. Meaning that, first let's talk about this called intuit knowing, I-N-T-U-I-T, intuit knowing. This is the knowledge you was born with. This is, some people call it genetic memory. This is the knowledge you was born with. This is the knowledge that nature hands you at the time of your birth. This is the knowledge that colonialism is trying to take from you. Understand the game. The game is, you are born perfect, but you enter a system that makes you imperfect due to your perception of yourself. Meaning, you're born perfect, but you don't see yourself in any perfected state in any part of your environment. Perfection and beauty and strength and courage is always the image of the one oppressing you. You are never the symbol of beauty, intellect, courage, knowledge. No, you're never that. What you have to do is put yourself aside and assimilate to a make-believe white mainstream reality, white people included. Some people call this white supremacy. That's incorrect. It's just called white racism. Because white supremacy, usually when you say white supremacy, you think white people above other races, or using that as a reason for lynchings and beatings and kidnappings and burnings. When you think white supremacy, you think violence, you think the Ku Klux Klan, you think that. But the question for real intellectuals is, how is that supreme? The term is incorrect, white supremacy. No, white supremacy is love, justice, knowledge, mercy, compassion. That is white supremacy. To be a supreme anything, you cannot be against nature. To be a supreme anything, the more in harmony you are with the universe, the more supreme you become. So white supremacy outside of the laws of nature is just white racism. You want to meet a real white supremacist. You want a white supremacist as your friend. And I must admit, even though they will not admit this of themselves, but I've met some white supremacists in my day. Real ones. Real white people that treat me better than I treat myself. Love me more than I love myself. Care for me more than I can care for myself or care for myself. Someone who says, no, don't go there. There's a snake around the corner. That's white supremacy. Black mother with 2 kids acting stupid. White man comes along. You better listen to your mother. She's the queen of the earth. White supremacy. You want a white supremacist as a friend. Why do I bring this up? Because this is how education keeps us mentally enslaved. The words we use, the images that these words give our minds, is what's controlling your perception. What is perception? The way you see things, the way you see reality. If a painter was to walk in this room right now, the painter would see all kinds of stuff. This needs to be touched up. Or that's going to fade in a couple of months. That paint is called something blue. This paint is called something. We don't know any of this. If the painter stayed in the room and a plumber walked in the same room, the room would change again. The plumber would say, oh no, forget the paint. Look, this fixture here, we need to fix that sprinkler. Look, there's a pipe behind here that goes to there, and that's where we're going to get the main. This is invisible to you. Okay, the painter, the plumber is in the room. Now an electrician walks in the room. Suddenly the lighting thing. Now, these are 3 different people seeing the same room with 3 different awarenesses. It's the same room, but based on your knowledge, reality itself presents itself to you based on what you know. If you don't have a word for something, you overlook it. You only see according to your vocabulary. There's things in this room right now that it goes totally unnoticed because we don't have a word for them. There's things going through your body right now, invisible, and you just don't know about it because you don't have a word for it. The more words you know, the better equipped you are to handle reality. Now let's go deeper. If you could swallow that piece. Perception is based on your knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is awareness. Education is not knowledge. Education is training. We need to be educated in some things. I'm educated in emceeing. I'm educated to that. I'm trained to that. But that's not knowledge. Knowledge is awareness. What do you know? What do you see? The only way you can see is with a collection of words, or so you believe. Let's go deep. Words create reality. The more words I see, the more reality I can see. But this is how white racism gets us every time, through words. Words are not reality. Words are symbols of reality. A word, what is a bird? B-I-R-D. What is a bee, first of all? A symbol. What is an eye? That line up. And why do we call it an eye? Why not call it a dot? A B-I. R. What is R? R. Why do I have to say that? R. bird, D, D. Analyze every piece of sound that comes out of your mouth and you'll break up white racism. That's why I'm telling it to you. This is a technique. Bird. That's not what that thing is. That's what you've been educated to call it. You're not hearing it. You're not hearing it. Come on, let me say it again. B-I-R-D is not what is floating through air. And look at the words. I can't even speak anymore. Look. B-I-R-D is, what is? Not, what is not? Why do I say, why am I speaking like this? Once you can get past English language, you get past English racism. We can't get past English racism because we're
We asked Hopsin to rap. Shout out to Hop, man, because he picked this beat. When I heard which beat he wanted to rap over, let's do this Bodak Yellow, man. Hopsin, let's get it, my G.
Yeah.
Ain't no phones in here either.
J-E on the button.
Yo. Check it. The beast lurking, ain't no peace, so keep searching. I rain on beats and leave burdens. Fuck a shark, bitch, I'm a sea urchin. And this is water you wouldn't wanna go feet first in. You gotta bite like a croc of Steve Irwin. I had to fight for my spot, I deserve it. Look at me rise to the top, I'm emerging. I ain't gotta tell you to make a CD purchase. It's obvious, I body shit like I got Rocky's fist. I'm not cocky, just confident. I'm on everybody's naughty list. They say my head's too big and it probably is. I'm sorry kids, but I can't be your role model. Too many pissed MCs, we gon' squabble. How could Hop be so nice but so hostile? He be on the mic just preaching his own gospel. Yeah, the king of rap, I rose to that. I'm coming at you with shoulder pads, so you don't end up with a broken back. Stupid hoe, relax, you smoking crack, we swimming in loads of cash, so why the fuck you complaining? I'm moving in on the luxury training. I don't care about what the fuck you be saying. Me and Jamie got this shit on lock, yeah, motherfuckers, we made it. Don't assume I'm mad and needy when I cop a new house with a massive TV. Growing up, never had it easy, I was sad and needy. Can't wait for mom and dad to see me, alright. You should be glad I'm eating, life's hard and I passed the beating. You probably think I own a magic genie when I pull up on you niggas in a Lamborghini. Like, boy, I've been killing this since high school. I slide through a leader mic booze, back when I couldn't afford night shoes. Now they all got their eyes glued, I'm quite smooth. You shoulda got a fucking collab before the price grew. You better get up your cash before you try to. You stupid niggas ain't mash it with the right crew. The following that you had is finna die soon. I'm about to give me a mansion with a nice view. Watch out, bought a plane ticket to Thailand for $5 grand. It's white sand when I land. They be looking at me like Hawks and my friend. How you make a whole lot of money like white man? Just know I does it. This shit is nothing. Ash round, I buzz and smash down the sluts, and I am erupting. Far from reluctant, bringing the funds in. I love this, you dumb bitch. Who am I? Hope you guessed amazing. Just embrace it. Been underestimated. Left for bait, and now I'm about to head to greatness. I gets down like a nigga weapon raising. No hesitation with the bread I bring in. You could tell from hotels I'm sexing babes, and I'm the man that's the best of statements. Now rest my case, man. Fuck this shit.
Woo! That's why Hopsin's one of the illest motherfuckers on the planet, man. Boom, 818, Real 92.3. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yo, it's Real 92.3, man. You already know. The Real After Party, myself, Bootleg Kev, my brother Dre Sinatra. We got a special guest, good homie, man, of the show. Shout out to Hopsin in the building. Hop, what up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. You're back. You know, you like... You have these different like incarnations or runs, I should say, where you like you'll put out a lot of material and then you'll just fall off the fucking face of the earth and then you'll pop back up.
Yeah,
and you back again.
Yeah, I'm one of my friends referred to me, if rappers were like superheroes, I would be Hancock. Just the guy who just like,
this is true.
I got
I'm going in for murder. Oh, pay attention, Mr. Officer. Never gonna catch me, you're never gonna catch me. No, 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 no. You are gonna waste your time. You are gonna waste your time, your time. I won't put you on tonight. You won't put me in the jail. Oh, no, you ain't never gonna catch me. You are never gonna catch me. Never gonna catch me. Never gonna catch me. I'm going in for murder. For my thugs and my gangster girls, for the rebels and the punks all around the world. I'm going in for murder. For my queens and the kings all around the hood, for the people of the black jump, jump. I won't put you on tonight, or you won't put me in the jail. No, no, you gon' never gonna catch me. You are never gonna catch me. Never gonna catch me. Never gonna catch me.
My worries die out too hard. But we were traveling the mountains just to find the loudest seas. We set down by the fire, knowing we couldn't hide, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my fun land. I don't ever want to leave.